The story begins in a remote camp in Siberia, where hundreds of German prisoners were kept. The strange thing was that there were no guards around, yet no one dared to escape. The reason was simple. Even if someone ran away, the freezing cold of the Arctic Circle would kill them within a few days. In this camp, there was a soldier who wanted freedom more than anything. He dreamed of going back to his wife and daughter. His name was Clemens Forell. One night, he finally got a chance to escape. Quietly, he climbed into a train wagon filled with coal. When the train started moving and he looked up at the star-filled sky, he felt happy for the first time in a long while. But suddenly, the train stopped. Clemens carefully peeked outside, but a Soviet soldier spotted him. He was caught and locked inside a narrow tunnel. Heavy rain started pouring from above, yet Clemens stayed there for 3 full days without food or water. After 3 days, the camp warden pulled him out and said, "People are waiting for you." When Clemens came out of the tunnel, he saw other prisoners standing there, angry and holding tools. Because of his escape attempt, all of them had been kept hungry for 3 days. Filled with rage, they attacked Clemens and beat him badly. In serious condition, he was taken to the camp doctor. The doctor was also a prisoner. He was impressed by Clemens' courage. Clemens asked him for help and said he wanted to escape again. The doctor warned him that escaping the Arctic Circle was almost impossible. Everyone who had tried before had died. But then the doctor told him a hard truth. He said that even those who stayed would not survive for long. All the prisoners worked every day in lead mines, and slowly the lead was poisoning their bodies through the air. Sooner or later, death was certain. That's why the doctor advised Clemens to escape and take a chance with his fate. After that, the doctor gave Clemens all his warm clothes and shoes. He also told him that food had been hidden at different spots near the railway tracks. On top of that, he handed Clemens a gun. These preparations were actually meant for the doctor himself, but a month earlier he had learned that he had cancer and didn't have much time left to live. The doctor handed Clemens his lunchbox and said, "If you survive, please tell my family that I'm gone." That same night, Clemens escaped from the camp once again. The next morning, the warden was informed that Clemens had run away again. He went to question the doctor, but by then, the doctor had already taken his own life. Meanwhile, Clemens kept moving forward, fighting through frozen land and strong winds. The warden sent several soldiers to hunt him down, but even after days of searching, there was no sign of Clemens. Everyone assumed he must have frozen to death in the snow, but the warden was convinced that Clemens was still alive, so he ordered the search to continue. On the 9th day after his escape, Clemens suddenly saw a sled racing toward him from behind. He started running too, but the sled quickly reached him and passed right through him. Suddenly, Clemens woke up. He realized he was completely fine. It had all been a trick of his mind. All around him was nothing but white snow, and his food was gone. His heart sank. He prayed to God for a miracle, but in the Arctic Circle, there was nothing to see except endless ice. With no other option left, he somehow kept moving forward for a few more days. In the end, his body gave up, and he collapsed from hunger. After some time, he regained consciousness and heard a strange sound. That's when he spotted a seal, and his eyes lit up. He quickly pulled out his gun and fired at the seal with shaking hands, but none of the shots hit. The seal started to run, and Clemens chased after it. Suddenly, the seal jumped into icy water. Without thinking much, Clemens fired again, and this time he managed to kill it.
After eating, he wrapped cloth around his feet to protect them from the cold. Once he had rested a bit, Clemens continued his journey. Such a long and lonely trip could easily break a person's mind, so he kept talking to himself. He also checked his compass from time to time to make sure he didn't lose his way. After walking for many more days, he finally saw a tree standing in the middle of the snow. The sight filled him with joy, and he ran over and hugged it. That tree was a sign that after 2 months of non-stop walking, he had finally made it out of the Arctic Circle. On the other side, the prison warden still refused to give up. He ordered a search across a 500-kilometer area. By then, Clemens had reached a forest when a sudden and powerful snowstorm hit the area. The storm was so strong that even huge trees were torn out of the ground. Just as Clemens tried to get up, a massive tree fell on him. Luckily, 2 men named Sam John and Matten, who were in the area looking for gold, saved his life. After that, the 3 of them continued the journey together. Slowly, the weather began to calm down. The 3 managed to put together a small boat and decided to cross a river. Along the way, they shared stories from their lives. But soon, the river's current became very strong, and Clemens and Matten couldn't control the boat. Suddenly, Sam John lost his balance and fell into the river. Sam John was about to drown when Clemens jumped into the river without thinking about his own safety. After a tough struggle, he managed to pull Sam John back to the shore. Meanwhile, Matten left them behind and moved ahead alone. When he reached his hut, he assumed Sam John had drowned in the river. Thinking that, he stole Sam John's gold and other valuables. But moments later, Sam John and Clemens arrived there as well.
Seeing Matten's betrayal, Sam John lost his temper and shot him, killing him on the spot. After that, Sam John and Clemens packed their things and once again set off on their journey. Soon, harsh winter conditions returned, making travel even harder. Clemens tried to help by carrying Sam John's bag to lighten his load, but Sam John misunderstood and thought Clemens was trying to steal his gold. In that confusion, he attacked Clemens with the bag. The blow knocked Clemens unconscious. When he opened his eyes, he saw a pack of wolves running straight toward him. He quickly tried to climb a tree, but the hungry wolves grabbed his pants and pulled him down. After a lot of struggle, the small tree collapsed and death seemed close. Just then, loud gunshots echoed and all the wolves were killed. It turned out that local shepherds had arrived in time and saved Clemens' life. They carried him to their village, where several shepherds treated his injuries. With their care, Clemens recovered quickly. Being around people after such a long time brought him comfort, and he even became friends with many of them. But before long, a notice sent by the prison warden reached the village. It warned that anyone who gave shelter to Clemens would be executed. Left with no choice, Clemens had to leave the village. Before he left, the shepherds gave him plenty of food and a hunting dog as a gift. Now, on his way home, Clemens had a companion, so he no longer felt alone. The two of them traveled together for almost a year. One day, they reached a wooden mill. Clemens's dog ran off looking for food, but some workers chased it away. When Clemens stepped forward, the workers recognized him. The mill owner gave him food and later put him on a train going to Germany. He was now very close to home, so there was a big smile on his face. But he didn't know that the mill owner had informed the police. The prison warden was already waiting at the station with his guards. By luck, Clemens noticed the guards as soon as he reached the station. The moment he got a chance, he ran, but within seconds the warden caught him. At that point, all of Clemens's hope seemed gone. Suddenly, his hunting dog jumped on the warden and bit him badly. Because of his loyal dog, Clemens got one more chance to escape. But then he heard gunshots and realized that the warden had killed his dog. Clemens couldn't stop for his dog and kept running. When he saw the right moment, he climbed onto a bridge and jumped onto a train passing below. Once again, he had narrowly escaped. After that, he kept moving forward without stopping. Time passed and the year became 1952. By then, Clemens had no money and no food. He was walking through a fair when he saw delicious food, but the shopkeeper chased him away. As he walked further, he reached a pancake stall where two girls welcomed him with a smile. But since his pockets were empty, he sadly turned to leave. Just then, one kind-hearted girl felt sorry for him. She broke off a piece of pancake and sent it to Clemens through a child. At first, Clemens hesitated, but then he accepted the pancake and ate it. A Jewish man nearby was watching everything. After walking a little more, Clemens reached a church and prayed to God. The Jewish man followed him there, but he did not report him to the police. He himself had once been a prisoner of war, so he understood Clemens's pain. The man took Clemens to his home. After bathing and cleaning up, Clemens began to look like his old self again. The man gave him a passport and some important papers. Seeing this, Clemens' eyes filled with tears. Using the passport, Clemens finally crossed the Soviet border. After a short questioning, he was allowed to go. He felt so happy that he had to hold back his laughter. At last, freedom felt close. But as he reached the middle of the bridge, a bright light fell on his face. Standing in front of him was the same prison warden. The moment Clemens saw him, he froze. He turned around and realized that he was still on Soviet land. That meant the warden could still arrest him. Clemens' heart sank. After years of struggle and a painful journey, his freedom once again seemed to slip away. Just then, he saw the warden step aside. Clemens couldn't believe his eyes, but he slowly moved forward. The warden had been touched by Clemens' will to survive and the courage it took to travel through danger for 7 long years. That's why he let Clemens go. As a soldier, the warden knew that if he wanted, he could have caught Clemens at that very moment and ended everything. In the end, Clemens crossed the border and reached his home. There, his wife and daughter were getting ready to go to church. Clemens quietly followed them inside. In the church, his daughter recognized him and ran straight into her father's arms. Do you think the warden made the right choice, or did he betray his country? Let us know in the comments. See you in the next video.
Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.